Thanks for being with us here on the Hill, sir. Appreciate it. You had a front row seat to a lot of the big important moments as it related to former President Carter. He was, of course, known for many of the ongoings in the Middle East during his presidency. Take me inside the Oval Office, if you could, or at least being on the phone with Jimmy Carter. What was it like?
There's no doubt that his achievement at Camp David was one of the most consequential achievements of American diplomacy in the Middle East and much less in the world. And his unyielding efforts to translate that into a broader Middle East peace was not only consequential, but also set the stage for further peace agreements that to this day we're seeing under President Trump and President Biden under the Abraham Accords. Jimmy Carter set that stage in motion.
What was it like working with him? When Jimmy Carter called you, or when you were sitting there across, I see you smiling, and you were there speaking to the President of the United States at that time, Jimmy Carter, what was that like?
There's no doubt that sitting across from the President, it was all work, all seriousness, all detail. You better get your cards laid out right in front of him, and they better be right. But I also had the personal side with him because he came to visit and spent a weekend with my wife and I in Morocco when I was ambassador. And he and I got to spend, well, in terms of quality time, we were together for 3 days, morning, noon, and night. And then I saw the entire personal side and also many of his inner thoughts about his race for president, as well as his loss in 1980.
There was a fascinating statement, Mr. Ambassador, I thought from Donald Trump, the former and incoming president. He said, "Those of us who have been fortunate to have served as president understand this is a very exclusive club, and only we can relate to the enormous responsibility of leading the greatest nation in history." That enormous responsibility, as you saw it before Jimmy Carter, during his tenure, was what?
There's no doubt that when he took office, the country had been racked by the Vietnam War and Watergate. He wanted to set the stage for a younger, more refreshed, more engaged presidency. But there are a lot of events that proved to be out of his control during those 4 years. Obviously, the rate of inflation, interest rates, the Iran hostage crisis, which I sat through with him at the White House and with his Secretary of State. It was clearly a very challenging period, but remember,
what was the one takeaway from being there when it came to the Iran hostage crisis, as you sat across from Jimmy Carter or with him?
How helpless we felt. That he said subsequently, had he sent more troops in to help rescue the hostages, he believed he may have been reelected. And from the time that the Shah was overthrown to the time that the hostage crisis began, we entered a period where we were adrift because the United States really had no effective countermeasures to take against Iran's new leadership.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.